What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Book It Better YouTube series. This is our WWF 1994 rebook. We are starting August of 1994 here. My name is Max Whitman. None of my Book It Better colleagues found it in their hearts to join me tonight, so it would ordinarily be just me. However, I have found a quasi-suitable replacement. This would be Max Whitman's beautiful wife, Maxine Whitman, the Maxi Pad, will be joining me here today.
That is terrible.
She's not a fan of the name, but she couldn't come up with a stage name, so I gave it to her. So you got Max Whitman and Maxine Whitman. Together we can be the Maxi Pads. Alright, we are the Maxi Pads. But we are coming at you. We have got the Fallout show from In Your House July. Quick recap of In Your House. Diesel defeats Razor Ramon with help from HBK to retain the Intercontinental title. Bret Hart goes over Bam Bigelow clean to retain the world title. The Undertaker defeats the underFAKER. The Smoking Guns take the tag team titles off of the Head Shrinkers. They are then attacked afterwards by the debuting team of Sid Vicious and Adam Bomb. So we'll see where that fallout goes. Pierre tops Jacques. And Chris Jericho defeats Bob Backlund. So that's where we stand after In Your House in July 1994. We are now on Monday Night Raw, Week 1, August of 1994, and here we have our pre-show tag team match. It's going to be Yokozuna and Crush defeating the Executioners. The Executioners are debuting new names today. So we have Dick the Hammer Dick and Crooked Dick Johnny Hogg.
Good Lord, who chose these names?
Fate chose these names.
Oh.
That's who chose these names.
Same person that chose Maxi Pad?
The same fate that chose the Maxi Pad, Maxine Whitman, yes. We actually get a decent match here. It's not terrible, but it's decent. It scores a 53. It's a C-. It does what we needed it to do. It's an extremely short pre-show match. Yokozuna and Crush defeat the Executioners in 5 minutes, when Yoko defeats Dick the Hammer Dick by pinfall with a leg drop. In terms of in-ring work, once again, Yokozuna head and shoulders above everybody else. Cool thing that I want to point out here is that Crush's work is steadily improving. So he works a 66 rated match here. He had been down in the 50s, so it could just be that he had a good night, or it could be that working with Yokozuna is kind of rubbing off on him, and now we're seeing him improve.
So, who exactly is Crush in the modern era? Because I didn't start watching wrestling until the 2000s.
Okay, so Crush is Crush. I don't even know if he's still
the one question I always have to ask is, he alive?
I believe he is alive.
Because
that's pretty morbid.
But tragically,
yes.
Most of the time you have to ask this question.
Most of the time you do. You have to ask if these guys are all still alive. Interesting thing, I know for a fact Yokozuna is not still alive.
Then my question is valid.
But I believe Crush is alive, yes.
Okay.
I don't know what he's doing today. He's not with the WWE. He's not with any other promotions. But Crush is Crush. That was who he was in the WWF. You would have probably seen him. He was with the Disciples of Apocalypse, I believe. I believe he was. That might be the one in like 98, but he kind of faded away after that. So Crush is Crush. He's not anybody today. He's just kind of.
So this is very lower card.
It's not necessarily a lower card. Honestly, the goal here is to build Yoko and Crush into, what we're seeing is having Yoko and Crush kind of moving up into a more prominent spot. Our tag team division is terrible, so we've put them together. We're trying to build up the tag team division. Basically what's happening. But we don't have enough space on the card. We only have an hour show, so right now they're on the pre-show, but we'll see.
Okay.
Moving on to the next segment. By the way, Dick the Hammer Dick had a great performance, a 27 rated performance.
I love their names, actually.
Dick the Hammer Dick and Crooked Dick Johnny Hogg right behind him at a 26. So great job, Dicks. Next segment, again, a tag team match. It's Sid Vicious and Adam Bomb defeating Men on a Mission in 10.5 minutes. Sid's going to defeat Mo by pinfall with a chokeslam. Sid has a pretty good in-ring performance here of a 70. Adam Bomb pulls a 57. Sid's off his game here, so he's off his game and still pulls a 70. Not a bad pre-show match here. Again, so Sid Vicious and Adam Bomb, they're debuting here. They debuted just last night at In Your House. They debuted, and if you didn't catch that episode, Sid and Adam Bomb, they debut after the Head Shrinkers Smoking Guns match, and they wipe out everybody. So they come in, they destroy the new champions, Bart and Billy Gunn. They destroy the old champions, the Head Shrinkers, and they basically are going to stake their claim to the world title here.
So are they new to the?
So Sid Vicious is new to the company.
Mhm.
Adam Bomb is not. So
Okay.
Adam Bomb is not new, but Sid is. Adam Bomb's been off TV for a while, and he's now coming back as a teammate of Sid Vicious. So we see Sid Vicious and Adam Bomb defeat Men on a Mission here. We get Yokozuna and Crush defeating Dick the Dick and Crooked Dick. Not much to say about this. It's a pre-show match. It's pretty standard. Now we've got Jeff Hardy and Sparkplug. We're back to our old friends, Jeff Hardy and Sparkplug. I want to point out, I think it's funny that our most well thought out storyline right now is Jeff Hardy learning how to drive. It remains the focus. It's a pre-show, but it's a pre-show attraction. People are coming out to see this. So basically, what's going to happen here? Jeff comes back. Last night at In Your House, he crashed into a parked car. Sparkplug flipped out because he's a loose cannon, he's unpredictable, knocked him out cold. Jeff is now coming back saying, Uncle Sparky, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit that car, I'm just new, I'm just learning, I'm just a boy, I'm just trying to learn. Sparkplug says, alright, I'll give you one more chance, but quit being such a numbnuts. That's where this is going to end up here. Now, I want to point, this
sounds sweet.
Jeff Hardy is a sweetheart.
Not him, Sparkplug.
He knocked out a 16-year-old kid.
Oh, but he said, stop.
Not only did he knock out a 16-year-old boy, the week before he threw that 16-year-old boy through a windshield.
Why is he in jail?
Because he's a Sparkplug, and you don't put Sparkplug in jail.
Oh, I thought he would race faster than most.
He can outrun the police.
Yeah.
Because he's a Sparkplug. I mean, look at that mullet. Would you look at that face? Would you try and put him in jail?
Well, he's all business and also
he's
a
all
lot
business
of
in the
party.
front, but he's party in the back. It's a feathered, beautiful mullet. But these stories here, they're actually starting to score way higher. So we get a 54.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Is just Hardy wearing a bandana
Yes.
or glasses?
That's a bandana.
Oh, Lord.
Yes,
Okay.
he's got a beautiful multicolored bandana. It's
It's
very
such a
90s.
90s
It's very
thing,
90s.
yeah.
Yes, it is. Well, he's 16, man. He's into the fashion of the 90s. But it scores a 54, which is way better than we got when we were starting. These were in the 30s when we started this show. So it's actually funny to see Sparkplug and Jeff Hardy actually starting to improve their grades here.
In the future, can Jeff Hardy annoy the bejesus out of Sparkplug because he's listening to too much NSYNC and Backstreet Boys?
Don't give away the storylines.
Oh, I didn't know.
Maxine. Alright, let's move on. Let's start the show. So this is our opening match of the show here. It's Eddie Guerrero versus Owen Hart. Eddie Guerrero debuting. Owen's going to defeat him.
Why?
Wow.
Eddie lies, he cheats, he steals. Come on, and
He also has a pedophile mustache.
That is terrible. That's
Yeah.
not a good picture for him.
Pedophile mustache. So that's why he lost. No, in all seriousness though, so this is Eddie's debut with the company. We just signed him. We brought him in. He's young. He's 26 years old, and honestly, it was a hey, who can we match up Owen Hart with here that's going to make him look really good? So we want Owen to look good. We want Eddie to look good, but Eddie can afford to take a pinfall here to Owen. Owen's a main eventer. Eddie's coming in, debuting. We want Eddie to look good. We want him to look like a main eventer, but he's not quite there. The fans don't quite really know him yet. So we figure, put him in a match here with Owen, and even in a loss, he's still going to gain a little bit of TV time and some exposure. Just putting him with Owen Hart. So if you debut someone at the top, you debut him as a main eventer, it's a big deal. People are going to take him as a big deal. So putting Eddie Guerrero against Owen Hart, it's a way to get a guaranteed good match in there. And we do get a pretty good match. We get a 72. It's a B-. The Bret versus Owen storyline is going to advance here. This is the storyline that really needs to pick up heat. Really needs to pick up heat.
Like Latino heat?
Like Latino heat, yes. But let's go to 72. The Latino heat gimmick gets a very good rating. Owen gets an 82 in-ring performance.
Wow,
Eddie's
really good.
He is. Eddie's at a 57? 57, excuse me, as I burp here. Eddie gets a 57 grade. So that 57 is due to the fact that people don't really know who he is. It's good. In case you can't see, you can't see this, but the maxi pad is doing her little Eddie Guerrero lie, cheat, steal dance over here. But the 57 grade, that's strictly a popularity thing because Eddie's a great in-ring worker, and he's a great in-ring worker in '94. So we don't even have to really build that up for him. It's just a matter of getting him on TV, getting him into with some big names, and trying to push him as a big deal. But we get a 72 grade here. Not a bad way to start the show off.
That's a very great way to start.
We're going to move into an angle now featuring, this is Bret backstage. He's giving a promo basically talking about how he defeated Bam Bam, successfully defended his title. He's a fighting champion, and at SummerSlam, Owen's going to find that out the hard way. Owen and Jim Neidhart are going to attack him. They're going to beat him down backstage, and they're going to leave him back there. So Bret's been taking a little bit of a beating these past 4 weeks, and that's not going to stop here as Owen and the Anvil beat him down. So Owen kind of beats him down and tells him, hey, that's if you even make it to SummerSlam. So Owen's goal here, Owen and Jim, clearly they're trying to soften him up. They don't want him to make it to SummerSlam in full health. And they're getting that job done here. This one scores good, 79 rating, gets us a B. Crowd got heated up for it, and that segment is going to advance our storyline, and it's going to gain some heat. So it's a good place to be. We're really hoping that now that In Your House is in the past and we got some of our weaker storylines out, we can kind of focus on these and get the heat of those storylines up, so we can stop taking those post-show penalties.
I have to say that after watching Total Divas for so long, like Jim Neidhart doesn't look as bad in this picture as he is currently in.
Oh no, Jim. Yeah, years of, well, let's not get into his personal life here, but years of living hard will do that to you.
Or fun.
Or fun. That's right. You're having a good time. No, Jim, he's got a perfectly manicured goatee here.
Yeah, he looks really like intimidating, and like I could go out there and break some legs, but I'm also friendly.
But at the same time, well, I don't know if your definition of friendly. If I saw that guy in an alley, I'm not gonna say, oh, he looks friendly. All right. So we're gonna move on to our next segment here. Moving on in the show, and we get Randy Savage coming out, and this scores a fantastic 97. It's an A+. This is the
for just coming out.
So he's coming out, and he's gonna call out Chris Jericho and immediately challenge him at SummerSlam. So Chris Jericho has been around. He's been in the company now for a month, and he's coming out. He's calling out the older guys on the roster.
Oh, it's a switcheroo now.
Yeah,
he's coming out.
So now Randy Savage at In Your House. Jericho called out Savage. They brawl. This is Savage coming out basically saying, hey, you're not going to get the better of me. You're not going to call me out. Let's do this at SummerSlam. You want to rid the company of the dinosaurs and the old-timers? Let's do it at SummerSlam.
Plus, he's a bee. Like, you see the glasses and all that yellow?
He's like a bumblebee.
Like a bumblebee.
This is awesome. So this is a really high-rated segment. It's a 97. It's going to lift the crowd here. Savage does a great job using the freedom to improvise. But that's expected. Savage is fantastic on the microphone. And we're going to gain heat on the Jericho Arrives storyline. So, building towards this now, we're going to wait to see. Does Chris Jericho respond? Does he accept the challenge? What's going to happen? But Randy Savage is immediately, he's not waiting at all. He's laying down the challenge for SummerSlam.
Which I kind of enjoy the fact that he's saying, hey, if you're coming for us, you're gunning from us. I'm here, and I'm not gonna be laid down.
No need to wait here.
Yeah. There's something like really cool about that.
Well, I think it fits Savage's character.
Yes.
That's the kind of, Savage is not going to lay down for a young 24-year-old punk who thinks he's God's gift.
Yes.
So he's doing that. So he's basically laying down that challenge. If you want me, come and get me. I'm here at SummerSlam. Come and get me. Moving forward, we get the Undertaker facing Jerry the King Lawler. And Undertaker's going to win in about 10.5 minutes by pinfall with a chokeslam. Match scores an 82, which is awesome. The Undertaker has an 88 rated in-ring performance. Jerry Lawler a 64. And our storyline here, DiBiase wants to end the Undertaker. That's going to advance with this segment.
So wait, who's announcing this match then?
So this is 1994. This is before Jerry Lawler is a color commentator. So right now we have Jim Ross on color. Jim Ross on the play-by-play. Vince McMahon is on the color. And we've also thrown Jim Cornette in there as a color commentator. So right now, Jerry Lawler, he's working for us on a pay-per-appearance deal. He's actually the heavyweight champion in another company, but he's working for us. He's got a per diem kind of contract with us. He comes in. We're using him to just put over the Undertaker here and make sure we can get a good match. He's pretty much guaranteed for a solid match. And anytime the Undertaker's in the ring, you got to guarantee a good match here. Undertaker now, he's had 2 matches with us so far. He's rated an 89 and an 88 in both of them. So he's going to be clearly one of our go-to guys. But it pulls an 82 rating. Not bad.
So the Undertaker is not a biker yet.
No, we've got Dead Man original Undertaker. We don't have Biker Taker. No, that won't happen for like another 8 years maybe.
I thought that one was pretty cool actually. I really enjoyed it.
So you're the one.
Yes.
You're the one. No, I did actually like the Undertaker. I did like the American Badass. You can't beat the Dead Man, but the Badass was a nice change of pace for him. I did actually enjoy it.
Plus, it's like after Steve Austin with his big truck, this is the next thing. He was driving his bike down the...
So that should have been the storyline, big truck versus little bike?
Yes!
I don't think the Undertaker would be too happy to hear you say he has a little bike.
He has a little bike.
Little bike. Moving on. Wow. Unbelievable. Perfect. This is what we've been looking for. This is why we've been excited to have the Undertaker back. Ted Dibiase. So what happens here, we get a 100 rated segment. It's an A+. And what's going to happen here is Ted Dibiase. So Ted Dibiase had the fake Undertaker, and he had said that the Undertaker had turned to the money, and he had it. Paul Bearer obviously brought the real Undertaker back. Undertaker defeated the underFAKER, and now DiBiase is making his way out to the ring after the Undertaker's match, and he's offering Taker whatever much money he needs to join the $1 Million Corporation. He wants the Undertaker. He wants the real Undertaker. Taker's going to answer with a chokeslam. No chance. I'm not joining your corporation. Here's a chokeslam for you to eat. Have a nice day.
Is this like the pre-authority era type of gimmick?
What do you mean?
As in, you know that now there's like authority figure and
pretty much.
But it's
so yeah,
a mild version of that.
Pretty much. I mean, you've got a guy who makes the matches essentially, but yeah, this is long before the authority. You're not going to see that till 97, 98, really. Late 97, more like early 98.
But I do like this. I'm interested in finding out what is the 100.
The $1 Million Man?
Yeah, sorry, the $1 Million Man.
The $1 Million Man, Ted Dibiase. He was a big star in the 80s, early 90s. Never won the world title. And actually, if you listen to one of our roundtable discussions, we talk about that in our Mount Rushmore of guys who never won a world title. Cheap plug. No, Ted Dibiase, that's his gimmick. He's the $1 Million Man. He buys wrestlers. Every man has a price. That's his whole gimmick. Was a great in-ring worker. Great mic man. In the 90s, he has kind of transitioned to a manager. So he was managing the fake Undertaker. Now he's trying to recruit some guys to his $1 Million Corporation, his stable. We see him here trying to recruit the Undertaker as well. But definitely, if you've never seen the $1 Million Man in action, you definitely want to go check him out because he was fantastic.
So sorry, at this point, he is just a manager.
He's a manager.
Okay.
He's a manager.
Make sure.
So we advanced the DiBiase and Undertaker storyline. Ted Dibiase performed poorly here. The performance of the Undertaker was great, was good. Ted Dibiase performed poorly. Doesn't necessarily mean he performed poorly. It just means that he performed poorly in comparison to the Undertaker. So the Undertaker is what's going to give us that 100 rating here. So glad to have him back full-time on our roster.
Me too.
We can stop pulling 40s in Puerto Rico.
Or going to Puerto Rico.
We'll just stop going to Puerto Rico altogether. Alright, moving on. We get an angle here featuring Bam Bigelow and Todd Pettengill. So Bam Bam is basically backstage. He's cutting a promo. He's saying he may have lost last night, but we have not seen the last of Bam Bigelow. So Bigelow loses to Bret Hart in a world title match. And this is Bam Bam basically saying, I'm still here. I may have lost that match. I may have lost, but you saw me in the main event. You know who I am, and I'm still here. It's definitely a heel promo. He's cutting I'm coming for, I'll run through anybody that I have to. This is my show now. You have not seen the last of it. It's a definite heel promo. Todd Pettengill is featured here because he has recently made a body type change. He's now rated as having a toned body type. So he's getting ready for SummerSlam. He's getting those summer abs, and we got to get him on the show here. But he's doing the interview here.
He looks like he shouldn't have abs.
Oh, he's got them. Oh, he's got them. This goes an 86 to B+. It's really good, a really good rated segment here, and I'm happy with it. Moving forward, we get Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon in our main event. It pulls an 87 rating, a B+. Superb wrestling, great heat. Shawn Michaels is going to defeat Razor Ramon in just under 15 minutes by pinfall. He hits the sweet chin music. HBK pulls an 89 performance. Razor pulls an 81. It advances the Razor Ramon versus Diesel storyline. It's a great way to end our show here. 87 rated main event. Perfect. This show, I think we have finally found the right kind of balance here. I think we're finally going to pull ourselves a show that doesn't lose us popularity.
Yes, because the Maxi Pad is here.
Because the Maxi Pad is here. That's right. Because Maxine Whitman, the Maxi Pad, has joined me today. We're going to close the show here. It's basically Shawn Michaels and Diesel. So Diesel and HBK are celebrating the win, and HBK pats Diesel's Intercontinental Championship, basically saying, hey, this belt is right here, it's on Diesel, but HBK is going to reach over and pat that belt on his shoulder.
I always like a slightly cocky wrestler, you know, that's just kind of...
Who doesn't?
Like, yeah, that has that machismo, I'm going for it type of thing.
Well, then you would love the always flamboyant Shawn Michaels.
I never liked his clothes.
Well, now you're just talking backwards here. You're just talking. I don't want to hear it.
I like his attitude, didn't like all the shiny gear.
Well, I loved it. That was a major Shawn Michaels mark.
I know.
We're going to end our show here, and we pull a 76. This is my fault. The crowd was disappointed that we didn't get any matches that had their match aim set as being storytelling. That's actually my fault. That's stupid. That's on me. Our product calls for one match required to be a quote, storytelling match, and I forgot to set that. So that's my fault. It does hurt us a little bit. But the show increases our popularity in 12 regions, loses us popularity in 10 regions. Probably wouldn't have made that big a difference if I had the storytelling match in there, but it is what it is. Not a terrible show. At least it doesn't lose us in too many regions, and if it did lose us popularity, it didn't lose us much. I'm happy with the show. I think it's a great show. We'll continue on to the end here. Yeah, so that is Monday Night Raw, week 1 of August. It's our Fallout show. I want to thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you, what's today, Wednesday? So we will see you right back here on Friday for our second week, Monday Night Raw in August. Thanks for joining.